Hey, what's up, Whitebeard here with a guide for OP05 Red Purple Luffy. Let's get into the guide. The leader, Maki D Luffy, 6000 power, effect, activate main once per turn if you have 0 Dawn cards on your field or 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Really good ramp effect. And we are going to make full use of this effect with the cards that we are going to add into our deck. So some of the core cards that we'll be adding to our deck, the first will be our 10 cost Maki D Luffy or Nika Luffy or Gear 5 Luffy. Okay, with the effect on play, Dawn -10, place your characters except for this character at the bottom of your deck in any order, then take 1 more extra turn after this one. Second effect is activate main once per turn. Tap 1 Dawn, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. Very powerful effect for this character, and in conjunction with the leader makes it even more powerful when you are taking your second turn. So imagine this scenario, we have our Nika Luffy, this is our turn 5 and we're going to drop our Nika Luffy down. On play, we -10 Dawn and we get to take our extra turn. But because of our leader's effect, we are able to get 1 active Dawn, and also the 10 cost Luffy effect, we are able to tap 1 and get 1 active Dawn still on our turn 5. Allowing us to hit our opponent in for 7,000 power, which is a lot already. That is 2 cards off your opponent's hand if they counter. On top of that, we get to take our second turn. Okay, at turn 6, at already 4 Dawn, and if we activate our Nika Luffy effect, we are currently at 5 Dawn, which is very powerful because you are now not starting from 0 Dawn or 2 Dawn, which is very good. What does this mean is, at this turn you can drop a blocker if you feel that your board state is not really good with just Nika Luffy on board, or if you want, you can finish the fight with a 10k hit from your leader and a 12k hit from your Nika Luffy. Another core card is Useless Captain Kid from ST10. Okay, the effect is on play when attacking, Dawn -1, up to 1 of your leader gains plus 1000 power until the start of your next turn. This makes your leader a 7000 power leader until the next turn. Very strong, very tanky. Okay, and we are looking for that Dawn -1. Okay, because when paired with the big boys, you are having extra Dawn active, which enables a lot of different plays that you would want to do during this turn. So now imagine turn 4, we have 8 Dawn, we use our leader's effect, we are at 9 Dawn, then after we drop Kid, we have 2 Dawn active, then we -1 Dawn from Kid's effect, now our leader is 7000 power. Okay, this is on our turn 4. We attack in, or we can leave it standing if we don't want to. If it's against a nail, sometimes you don't want to hit in. Okay, from there we can drop our Whitebeard, which gives us 2000 power, and on top of that we -1 Dawn from Kid's effect, and now Luffy is at 9000 power leader until the start of your next turn. And you activate your leader's effect, he gaining 1 more extra Dawn. 2 Dawn active, 9000 power is very powerful. If you have 2 Radical Beam, they cannot really hit. They must commit almost all their Dawns into their character to hit into you, to actually take your life. And on top of that, you have 1 Kid and 1 Whitebeard on the board. And if they don't attack into your life, they want to attack into your Kid, you have Dawn active to counter their attacks. Very powerful. Okay, on top of that, if let's say instead of a 9 cost Whitebeard, you have a 10 cost Luffy, same thing, you have 1 extra Dawn to utilize with Radical Beam. Useless key is on the board, you drop your 10 cost Luffy and you still you -1 Dawn from Kid's attack and use your leader's effect, you have 1 Dawn active for Radical Beam, making this a very strong board. Okay, your opponent will have a hard time dealing with this board state because they need to decide between clearing your characters or attacking into your leaders, but with 1 Radical Beam on hand. Very strong board state. But in order to reach this state, you definitely need to have your ramp buddies. Okay, your ramp buddies allow you to gain Dawn quickly and allow you to drop the big boys earlier. Okay, so depending on how you want to progress in your deck and what turns do you like to go for, you can have different combination of ramp buddies, okay, that allows different kind of plays on the field. Next, we have our 2k counters. Depend on how many 2k counters you want to put and what archetypes do you want to play. You can decide on your own when deck building. Our event counters are equally as important. With the lift of the restriction on Radical Beam, we have option to put 4 Radical Beams into our deck, which is very strong. You can put a Gum Jet Gatling. This one allows you to trash 1 card if you feel that your hand is too congested. Many different options there for your event counters. Same for your blockers. Okay, your archetype, the effect that you want to put across. These are some of the blockers that you might want to put in. Now for some of the tech cards that we can have in our deck, first we have our searchers. Depending on how many of each archetype you have in your deck, you can put different kind of searchers. With the new OP05 event, when you are at sea, you fight against pirates, you are able to search 3 different archetypes of cards in your deck. Okay, so really strong. You can decide if you want to add some of these searches into your deck. Next, if you have too many blockers and you need something that bypass all these unblockable cards are available to you because of your red coloring. Okay, very strong effect, especially if you are coming up against Sakazuki or any heavy blocker deck. Like one of the heavy blocker deck that is underrated will be your Corazon leader. Okay, so this is a very good tech if you find yourself getting against all these blockers. Next is you have your removals. Some like to control the board a lot, so having these removals on hand is really strong. With OP05 you gain Fire Fist from Sabo. This allows you to minus 4000 powers, which enables your Whitebeard if you have Whitebeard on hand. If not, then if you have 2 life or less, which is very easily achieved by your leader having only 3 life, you can KO up to a 0 power or less character. Strong card to have if you like removal. And that is not the only options. There are many options for tech cards. Okay, Douglas Buller, Magellan if you like to control Dawn, or you think you are up against a lot of purple Luffy, that's one of it. Okay, if you like play a lot of small rush characters, okay, you got Makino on board that you can play. Many options out there. That's what I like about this deck. Okay, it is very versatile, able to have a lot of different tech in the deck. Okay, so this is the deck that I'm running for OP05. I like the big boys package. Some like to run the small rush package or the straw hat package, but I like the big boys. Having my Whitebeard on turn 4 is very strong, and having my leader at 8000 power allows me to prolong the game a lot. And by then you might be low on life, I can drop my 10 cost Luffy the very next turn. Okay, I have some removal and some tech cards inside. One of the interesting one is I have Magellan to control the Dawn, but definitely I'm thinking of maybe swapping this out. It's a bit stuck on my hand, and I find that I don't really need Magellan when I'm coming up against Purple Luffy. So something to take note lah. This is the end of my guide. I find that some of my guides are not really doing very well. So maybe except for my green purple Luffy, the one with birdcage, is doing very well. I might consider going back into that format. But do let me know if you like this version of the guide, or maybe it's just everybody is looking for an OP05 guide. If not, that'll be it. I didn't put here, maybe I should start putting. You can follow me on Twitter on whitebreadtcg, whitebreadoptcg, on TikTok. And yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.